that training might not even be that hard.
Yeah.
And the players are just
But
not bothered.
then we're saying about the Panthers, how he's installed in the Panthers system, and that's what they do. Why are the Panthers players adapting to that style and not complaining about
exactly,
it? Exactly, yeah. That's again to my point. Is it the players or is it the coach?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Touchline Podcast, episode 39, almost hitting episode 40. But before we get into the video, we've just hit 500 subs. So if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video here on the podcast channel. But how are you, boys?
Yeah, been alright, man. Yourself?
Yeah, we live together, so.
It's more of how am I? I've been alright, man. Keeping well. It's not like I haven't seen you anyways, man.
Yeah, we just said yesterday
but,
together.
Before we begin the video, we said there will be a special announcement on last week's pod. Special announcement is we're finally doing a giveaway, our first giveaway.
About time.
So the giveaway, we're going to run through the instructions with you. So basically, you got to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below your favorite NRL team and why you support them. And you could enter the chance to win an NRL jersey of your choice, of your club, whether it's Panthers, Bulldogs, Titans, you name it. If you're a fan of that club and you win the competition, you win that jersey. And but to make sure we know that you 100% did that, you got to send a screenshot to our Instagram, which will be on the screen right now, to show proof that, you know, as I said, that you did that you did what we're telling you on how to win. So good luck to everyone. So the winners will be announced on TikTok next Tuesday. So make sure you head over there. TikTok's right on the screen right there. It's also in the description. So make sure you stay tuned on our TikTok. We'll announce the winner there. We'll probably announce it. Maybe we'll do like a hat, maybe pick it from a hat or something.
It'll probably be next year's jersey, you reckon? Or?
Yeah, maybe this year's, next year's. Well,
one of them.
Probably this year's, since the winner's going to be announced.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so good luck to everyone again.
Stay tuned and
stay tuned.
He puts the ball down. The Canterbury half.
We'll kickstart the podcast with a round 26 recap.
Hey Samuel, sorry man.
7 tips.
We got more things there. I just misplaced that. I just want to put it there. But no, wait, hold on. Before we begin, Reece Walsh.
What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Let's mention him, man.
Yeah, Reece Walsh actually.
I know we posted. You posted.
Tarpanay hitting him a big tackle, like he was trying to waste time and just stall the game, and then Tarpanay out of nowhere just came and tackled him. So we decided to put it on TikTok. We knew probably.
What did you caption it? Reece Walsh gets humbled. I think.
Reece Walsh gets humbled, like and then he comments on the video saying last laugh with the 2 kissing emojis. So.
Kissing emoji and a
hiding face or something. So
when his head ran free, I reckon the touchline's in his head ran free.
Yeah. So it was.
He's a grub, anyways. Nah, he's a good player, but he likes to rub people.
Look, he's a good player, but there was something on the comment that said, "What? How does he deserve it? He's a good player, but there's so many players out there that are good."
Comment section,
the comment section, yeah. There's so many players out there that are good players, but they're not as sure like him. Yeah. But yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, that was a grubby move by him.
Yeah, it was. Apparently, he was injured.
Hey?
I don't think so. I doubt he was injured. I think.
Nah. He's got the biggest ego in the NRL right now.
Mate,
I don't blame him.
He's still young. Look, he's a fantastic player, man.
It's crazy how he just saw out. I thought it was one of those fake accounts that.
Yeah, it could be a fake, but it wasn't fake.
No.
Yeah, he got one over us, but I guess.
But next year we'll get one over him. Dogs winning it.
That's
the premiership. But yeah, let's get back into the video.
Round 26 recap.
Round 26 recap. First game, a big shocker once again. Eels defeating Penrith 32-18.
That was crazy. That was a crazy match.
Did not expect that coming. Like Parramatta, it just, I don't know what's it with them. Penrith always smash every team in the comp.
Yeah.
Every team they verse is just so easy to play in. But when it's Parramatta, I don't know what happens to them.
Didn't Emilio say that? There was like some conspiracy around it.
Conspiracy theory, yeah.
No, I love you, Emilio, but it is what it was. There's no conspiracy around it. It's just, I think Para turns up into those big games. Like considering, look, I said it to you boys, considering what happened in the grand final last year, they really wanted to end their season strong, and they ended it right, beating the team that smashed them.
They beat them twice
in the grand final. Yeah,
twice this year. The golden point.
If you're a Para fan, I know we hate you and whatever. I'll take this as a W, like a small W for you guys. You beat them twice this year. You smashed them in their home ground.
It's a good.
For your last game of your
It's a good
season.
way to it's a good way to
Yeah.
end the season against the reigning premiers.
Especially
or
since they're not
2-time
making
reigning
they're
premiers.
not making the finals.
No,
so
no,
it was over.
it's a nice way to
before
end
that.
it for him.
But
it's a good
Sevo,
way to
4
end it.
tries, I'm pretty
Sevo,
sure. Let me
4
make sure.
tries. Gutherson was on fire.
So no, Sevo 4 tries, Gutson 2 tries, and then Panthers had a mix of try scorers. But it's very weird for me. I actually believe what Emilio said.
I don't believe it. No.
Because it's just so weird where the final series, not only once but twice, they got absolutely hammered by them.
Yeah.
But then when it's a normal season, you look at Penrith,
always lose.
they just always seem to lose. Like, how is that? I know it's just a normal NRL season. There maybe less motivation, but come on, it's like a derby.
Nah,
you
I
should
know,
be turning up.
No,
But
I think it just happens.
They're gearing up for finals.
Maybe they're trying to rest.
And but like Luai,
4 weeks.
dislocates his shoulder. That's a
4
big
weeks.
blow for Panthers.
Massive blow.
That could put their
Even if he does come back, he's not going to be fully fit.
Exactly.
It's going to be a bit.
They're trying to not get him to have a surgery, of course.
Yeah, they're
because
trying to-
he'll be out for the season.
but-
but I think could that be a detriment to the Panthers?
The
You know,
title, premiership?
three-peat.
I think so.
Reckon
yeah.
it could be their downfall.
Yeah.
Because Luai, look, as much as we describe, is he really a good footy player?
Yeah.
Is he really what's it called? Can he lead the one with Cleary?
Yeah.
Of course, maybe not. I think Cleary can be enough to lead them to the premiership. But again, Luai's a big asset to the team, so it'll be definitely a big miss.
Nah, for sure, man. Like, he got caught up in the tackle wrong. Dislocates his shoulder.
That's when I
That's
think
tough.
when he scored, wasn't it?
When he scored.
I think
Yeah,
so,
but
No, he didn't score. He didn't score. Did he score?
no, it was
Dis-
held up,
yeah.
but he got injured from
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
disallowed try.
It was end the season on a high, great win. But it's been a pretty poor season for them. But we're happy as those
Next game, Warriors 18, Dragons 6.
Yeah. You know what? Dragons, I always say it.
They always bring up
Dragons,
a fight.
Another fight.
Dragons fans, take this as a W, man. Like, your team is sitting 16th on that ladder, and we're Warriors, they're 4th, and you're putting up a great fight against a top 4 team.
To be honest, Warriors have slacked off a bit the last few weeks.
Yeah.
They've been scraping win, but I guess scraping wins is good enough. That's what you need to before heading into the final series.
Yeah,
But
wid's a wid.
Did you see that Lomax? Like
The
literally
9
8 seconds,
9
9 second
seconds.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that would have been the fastest try in NRL.
possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have been.
No, but
He got there.
fairly overturned.
Yeah.
It was. he got a finger
can't
touch. He lost
deliberately
it.
Push it forward. But yeah, Dragons, as Bill said, they're always fighting. They're always in the game. Warriors, they've gone down a bit. If you look at that close win against Manly, close win against Dragons. So I think their run of playing brilliant has come to an end.
Do you reckon
But they're still getting wins, and real premiers are known off scraping those wins and getting close.
You reckon they're
games
saving
over the line.
their energy for the finals?
A lot of teams are.
You can see Sean Johnson has dropped massively.
Yeah.
Still getting a few try assists, but to what he was a couple months ago, he was just on form
look,
consistently.
man.
But
Look, Warriors might not play their full team this week.
Yeah.
possibly not.
Top four secured.
Yeah.
They got it. So they should just play their whole reserve grade, get a few plays in, and just rest all the big players.
Speaking of Dragons, man, about their grit and determination in these types of games, it was 10-0 up until the 60th minute.
Yeah.
10-0. They kept them at
To the
10-0.
60th or
And then
50th?
they
60th minute. To the 60th minute, they kept them at 10-0, and then they fell off.
Dragon scored, I think, again.
They scored again,
Yeah,
and then they got
and
the
then-
last one.
Yeah,
So they could have been 18 all.
Yeah, well,
The
Yeah.
first disallowed
That's what I'm
try.
saying, man. You take this as a victory, Dragons fans.
Yeah, I think Dragons should be happy with this
once Shane
result.
Flanagan comes in, they'll really start to improve.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's
Next
the best
game,
they can do.
Dolphins defeated by Cowboys convincingly 34-10.
Yeah, I think we all
They're
saw
all
that
over
coming.
him. Cowboys.
Dolphins, man, have been poor.
Yeah. Cowboys all over him in attack. They're doing what
Yeah.
Cowboys do best.
And
Asako, man, he's had
the
a
best
best
player.
player.
Yeah, he got a
Hammer
double.
slowed down a bit.
Hammer slowed down.
But Cowboys, they're now 30 points.
I don't think they'll get top 8.
Who they have this
Nah.
I
week?
think it's
Panthers. Yeah, they got Panthers.
Oh, but Panthers could rest a bit, few of their star
Yeah,
players.
Panthers are resting Judge. I think I heard Judge on who wins against Storms and Broncos.
Oh, they're going to depend on that.
Yeah, that's what
Fair
I was
enough.
They
Theory
might
said.
want the minor premiers then.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Broncos win, there's no
And that
point.
could really happen.
But yeah, look, Cowboys have a lot to fight for. So they're hoping that Broncos do win.
Yeah.
So the Panthers don't play their full team. But yeah, it's going to be very close to top 8. There's still the likes of Rabbitohs, Cowboys, Roosters, and also Raiders.
Sharks, it looks like they've confirmed
fighting
it.
for it. Knights for Sharks confirmed. So yeah, Cowboys needed that win, and one more game to go for them.
Yeah.
Next game, Melbourne versus Titans. They won 37-16.
Yeah.
Well, Papanow's return. That
Yeah.
was good to see.
That was great to see after
Played
400
7
and,
minutes.
No, he played 12 minutes actually.
12 minutes.
after 406 games.
So it's good to see him back.
Yeah.
406
I think 406,
games.
missed. Oh, sorry. Days.
gonna say.
Sorry.
What do you say?
Games would have been like bloody 10 years or something.
That's
But
more
Melbourne,
than
man-
Jared Croker's career.
yeah.
Titans again. They put a quite decent effort
Yeah.
towards the
Close
game.
at
It was
one
close
It was
at.
evenly contested, man.
Yeah, it
like
was,
throughout
it
that
was.
whole game.
But Melbourne, yeah, look, it's a good win. Elise Katoa, he's been one of their best
Yeah.
players. He had a injury. He was out for, I think, a month or so.
Yeah, he's-
Yeah.
And he had fears that he could not play again.
Yeah.
I think the injury was quite serious. But
Like retired
yeah,
or this season. Like you couldn't
this
play.
season, I think, I'm not sure, but he's really stepped up this year.
Yeah.
I really rate him. And next year, if he doesn't get any more injuries, I think he'll be key for Melbourne next season.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, for sure.
Storm always, like as we've said a number of times, they're always just, they get the big scores, but they're always conceding a lot. And they've had a few games where they're like dominant completely, but throughout that game, Titans were really like giving it to them. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, Melbourne done their best. Of course, they got the win. That's what Melbourne's going to do to you.
Look,
They're
same thing as Dragons, man. Titans, their finals hopes are done.
2 new coaches.
They're
next year.
showing more determination. They've got nothing
Yes,
to lose.
yeah.
18-10 half time it was.
It was close,
Up
yeah.
until that 15th minute.
Just, one
They
try,
fell
their heads
off.
dropped down.
Yeah, that's it.
what
They lost
happened,
discipline. That's what happens to these bottom 8 teams. They lose discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But no, mad
See,
props to Titans too.
Titans, like you said, Titans, Dragons showing effort.
Yeah.
Next year, they got top coaches coming into the team. So
I think
who
Holbrook,
knows? They could possibly both be in the top 8 next
I
year.
think getting rid of Holbrook was during the season affected them because they were doing good with him. Like they were
in the
yes,
top
they
8.
were losing games like winning games first half, then losing the games like
Yeah.
in the second half. But I think if he was there, they would have been fighting for the top 8 too. But it's a shame their season ends once again. But Titans are, I reckon, on the rise. Like
Yeah.
they're-
I agree. Like
good.
Dragons.
They got
They're
good,
on the
good
right
things
path.
coming.
Next game was Roosters, who won 32-8 against Tigers.
Yeah,
Again.
everyone expected
that
it.
Yeah, I
game was
predicted
close
that.
at one stage.
Now Marnie's
Yeah.
out,
Yeah,
Tedesco, so
Mana's got a
That-
hamstring injury.
A lot of
yes,
injuries,
and
man.
now Latrell's of course
Yeah.
suspended. So
A lot of
big
injuries.
stars out for this game against Roosters and Rabbitohs this week, but we'll talk about that
Roosters
later.
hitting form now.
But they're hitting 4 wins on the bounce now. Tigers, did they win last week? Or was it
They
2 weeks
won.
ago?
No, they won
2
last
weeks
week.
ago, though.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Who-
Did they beat Dolphins last
Was
week?
that last week they won? It was 1 point against Dolphins. They faced Dolphins
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
was it 2 weeks ago or was that last week?
Nah, I'm pretty
would be
sure.
last
Yeah,
week,
last
yeah.
week they won. Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
it.
that
Last
one,
week.
yeah.
But nah, man.
Yeah. Roosters, as I said, they're in it. They're gonna have all the motivation to get into that final spot. Both teams, Rabbitohs and Roosters, missing big players. So man, that match will go either way. But yeah, Tigers, it's the end of the season, man. They've been putting a fight up. The score at the end, I think, didn't reflect
Exactly.
how they played. Because as I said, it was close at one stage. I think it was like 10-8 or something.
No, it was
8-6,
14-8, 14-8 half time.
Yeah.
And the stats were identical, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You go look at the stats, 50-50, legit 50-50 in
Possession, yeah,
possession.
it doesn't weigh
Same
out.
completion rates.
Yeah.
It's just, they lack discipline. Like there was this one moment where Sam Walker was on the 15-meter line. Legit, 15-meter line, runs through 3 defenders.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how does
that happen?
They're lacking defense. Their defense,
Just the quality of the players
Their
they have
defense
too.
lacks, man.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's why they leak a lot of points, because statistically, if you have 50-50 possession, it doesn't reflect the
And
scoreboard
also,
really.
also, I want to mention something. Yes, how many times have we said over the last couple of months, the whole year actually, about Kira's better than Suoliti, but the last couple of months he's really stepped up.
So
Yeah, he has.
I was gonna
He's been
say.
scoring. This is
Yeah.
why people rate him.
Yeah.
Because of that ability to catch the ball, of course, high up on the wing side. But yeah, I still believe Kiraz is better, but just wanted to mention a few things about him because he's really stepped up in the last couple
we'll
of weeks.
give his credit where credit's due. We won't say Kiraz is better when Kiraz has been playing better
Yeah,
football
he
than
hasn't
him.
been good
But we'll
lately.
say, we'll give him his
But
credit.
of course, Kiraz probably just injuries. Like
yeah.
I
But
think he's still carrying injuries,
Yeah.
man. It's not the best. But, man, it's going to be great end to the season, man. It's going to be interesting. Roosters in the fights, we said. So, yeah, we've got to wait and see.
Next game was a very interesting game, entertaining one. Raiders unfortunately lost to Broncos 29.
Pokers and Wyden's last home game.
Yeah, 29-18. That was a good
Yeah.
game.
Good. It was
Yeah.
a very good match.
Well, I had my soccer grand final, so Yeah, well, we broke the drought, of course. 13 years without a trophy. But
these boys went. They went through every single club you could imagine in the area. Didn't win one grand final.
And we got
you played a lot of grand finals.
Yeah.
Finally, you won.
finally,
13
about
years.
time.
And it's
Anyways,
it came to an end. But
we're getting sidetracked. But that game, Walsh, bro. As much as we shit on
he
Walsh,
played good, man.
his passing game's brilliant. I love his stepping game. The way he just carries that ball, it's just brilliant.
as I
phenomenal.
said, there was a part in that game where he ran, and it reminded me of Barber.
Yeah.
Like no one could grab him.
Was that where he stepped the defender and then made a line?
No, so
break?
what happened?
Yeah, maybe
on the left
he caught the ball.
Left-hand
side?
side, yeah.
Yeah.
left-hand
He
side.
I
caught
know
the ball
so
and he just tackled back. No one could tackle him, and he
stopped
found the
him
gap.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's
Crazy.
crazy, man. Walsh is going to be the best fullback in the game.
He could be one of.
I think he will.
And
He's
as Joey
maybe
said,
the
he could be like a Darren Lockyer,
Exactly. He might
even
shift
maybe
one
better
day.
than Slater. But look,
So
man,
Broncos, man, the real deal, I think.
yeah, they're contenders. Yes,
I think
but-
it's Penrith Broncos, man.
Yeah, it
I
could
don't
be.
say anything about
Broncos are
that.
good. Broncos.
But-
Look, Broncos beat them 13-12 at the start of the season.
Yeah.
The Panthers. So, I think Panthers, if Luai's out, could affect them a lot. But yeah, I feel Broncos could win it this year.
In Raiders' credit, they did put up a fight. Ricky Stewart must have been blasting before the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're putting up a fight. 16-16, half-time it was.
Yes, that's right.
Unfortunately, Rapana gets binned
And that
for
cost them.
like an intentional trip for Cobbo when he
They
scored
only
that
conceded
try.
one try, but
Yeah.
while he was off the
Cobbo
field,
scores a hat-trick.
but he's
He
good
played
too,
a very
man.
good game.
He's very good.
He always starts the season slow and then picks it up. He gets all
Yeah.
those tries. And Raiders, look, they're in the finals, but they're going to get out instantly.
I feel like,
If they make it,
Yeah, they're not in good form. They're not in good shape.
like you see a lot of these teams are picking up form
Yeah, like
towards the
not-
back end.
like, look-
even like the teams out of the eight, like
Yeah.
Roosters.
Like, they're either going to verse Sharks, Knights, or... Yeah, Sharks or Knights.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
basically going to verse them.
Yeah.
Sharks or Knights probably. So, do I see him maybe beating Sharks? Maybe, but probably
look,
not
when
Knights.
you're in the finals, like anything can happen.
But I
So-
feel like where Broncos could, like to their detriment, I reckon their errors cost them a lot. They got a lot of errors.
Broncos?
Raiders.
Broncos.
Oh, Broncos, yeah.
Yeah,
You got to look at that game. Broncos had way more errors than Raiders. I don't know what the exact number,
Oh,
but
I'll check
they had a
that.
fair number of errors. They completed less, so their completion rate's not all there, but they're still a top side. They got silky attack and whatnot. But
Yeah, very good
I feel
attack.
like when you watch their games, you feel like a lot of it's errors sometimes.
Yeah,
that could cost them when facing a top
Big
side
teams
like
in
Penrith
finals.
or
It was 13-9.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's
it's
a
not
lot.
not big
13,
difference, but it's still a difference.
We're
man.
forgetting that Broncos could go into the finals and just crumble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because its finals haven't been.
I
Look at the
think-
Sharks, for example, last year.
Yeah.
Top 4 team, they lost their first 2 matches in the finals.
Form goes out of the window in finals.
Yeah.
It's just whoever plays hard, whoever's more committed, who wants it more.
Nah, for
That's
sure.
how it works. But
Yeah.
Broncos, man, they're showing why they're the real deal and why they could win it. But next game, we're at that game. Dogs lost 24-42 against
They
Manly.
saw our reactions to the game.
Yeah, the vlog, if you haven't watched it, make sure you go watch it now. We've just uploaded it. But
That's it. Links in the description.
same
You'll
old
see it there.
dogs. That's all we could say.
Yeah, same old dogs. That's
We're
the
repeating ourselves every
the story of the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Lacking attack, lacking defense. Cherry Evans was all over us that
Bro,
game.
he's I don't know.
The fossil was playing like he was in his prime.
Funny thing, the first game of the season, he smashed us. He got
Yeah.
100 points in fantasy.
Yeah.
This week, he got 100 points again.
Bro,
And it's towards
we're
the
like a
end,
run
so-
in the park for any team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we always say it when the dogs are when you're on a losing streak, when someone's playing bad and everyone's
They come and
shitting
get
on
you.
them, you face against the dogs.
It's
They'll
a
either
guaranteed.
they'll be looking like a Dalian medalist,
Bro, we're
or
the
they'll
ju-
break their losing
I
streak.
think we're the frauds of the NRL.
I swear we're the
Bro,
frauds.
we're conceding too many points.
Too many.
Again,
Too
40
many.
plus. It's just going. It's beyond crazy now.
Yeah, it's
Defensive coach, everyone's had enough. And as I said, I'm giving him 5 games next
Yeah.
season. Literally
5 to
5
10.
games. If I'm not seeing anything, if we're getting still smashed, not smashed, if we're losing, get him out.
That's why I think. Look at the players we've signed this year. What makes us think that next is going to be better?
yeah.
Because
I know.
we've signed
Yeah.
players, but we've seen it this year. Look who we've signed.
Like I said it on the
it's
vlog.
going to happen again.
I said on the vlog, if you want a prime example why we need a big pot, I'm sick of saying his name. I swear.
Yeah,
I swear,
we're
I swear
repeating
on you now.
ourselves.
But if you want a prime example why Mick Potter's the man for the job in comparison to Cameron Ciraldo, you go look at that Manly versus Bulldogs last year to Manly versus Bulldogs this year. Same, I think it was round 25 last year. Or it was the last
71.
game of the season last year.
Last year was last game. This
Yeah,
is the second
exactly.
last,
No, really, it's the same. Round 26. We
Yeah,
have round 27 last year.
yeah.
So round 26 last year to round 26 this year, we faced Manly. We beat them by 1
difference.
point. Burton got the field
that's
goal. This
worst
year we get
team.
hammered by them.
Yeah, it doesn't
That's
make
true,
sense,
well
bro.
said.
That's prime example.
So it just shows we haven't progressed.
No.
And I've said I think this is the worst we've been because with the team we have. Yes,
Yeah.
Barrett, we were terrible, but with the team we have and with a supposedly, as we said, defensive coach, we shouldn't be doing this bad. So man, we're averaging like I'd say like 35. I want to at the end of the recap, we'll do a recap says we should really look at how many points we're averaging at back end of the season. So man, like
Look, we could see another 10 minutes talking about the Dogs, but we're going to just repeat ourselves. We said the same thing
So
every
sick
week.
of it, man. It makes me physically sick now.
yeah, I don't.
You know-
What are the words? Sack Ciraldo.
Yeah.
Ciraldo,
Sack
bring back
Gus.
Potter.
Bring
Look,
back Potter.
even under what's called Trent Barrett and Dean Pay, like not more Trent Barrett. Like even if we lost, and I know we're gonna lose, I'd still get angry. But now like it's a point where I watch it, they lose, I don't get angry. I don't let it ruin
normalised into our
it doesn't
weekend.
ruin my weekend anymore.
Yeah, I know.
But if we're winning games and it comes to stage where we lose, then it would. But I'm just
But yeah,
lost.
we don't want to get into
Sick
it
of it,
because
but
we,
yeah.
like I
Go
said,
next
we
game,
always
please.
repeat ourselves. But last game of the week, Knights, yet again, another win, 32-6.
8 in a
against-
row for them now.
Yeah, 32-6 the
They're
Sharks.
coming firing.
They
They're
are-
coming firing, mate.
They're smashing
Could-
it, man.
They could win it, man,
Just when you
honestly.
think Sharks might end it, they'll go 8 again. 9 next week for sure. They've got Dragons, so
That
that's
shows.
another win.
I know Nico Hines was injured, late withdrew from the game, but I don't know about Sharks, man. They just can't perform against these big teams.
Yeah,
That
they
have
crumble.
performed.
They really crumble.
Yeah.
Yes, are they really a good team? That's the question.
But nah, man, Ponga put on a clinic again. Ponga is just, I mean, unfortunate for Knights now that he's got
out.
what's the injury? It's a couple week injury.
Stomach,
It's a shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury, yeah.
But
shoulder injury,
it's
shoulder injury.
I think it's not too
he's just
serious,
missing
but
one
it's still bad for the Knights. But he played amazing, man.
Crazy.
Scored a 100-meter try.
Yeah,
Almost.
man, like prime Ponga, like
He's
2015 Ponga.
He's clicked.
Because me and Sammy always said we never really rated him, but
Yeah.
now I actually rate the player. He's a very
he's-
good player. He has like
Bradman
he's
Best
always
played
had
good.
potential.
Their centers
he's
are so good. Gagai
Yeah,
and Bradman
yeah.
Best. Dominic Young smashing it.
What's it?
Greg Marju.
I think they possibly have one of the strongest back line.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do have
Marju, Bradman Best, Gagai,
Marju.
and Dominic Young.
Yeah.
So it's a good young
Look,
bunch
they're
of
building
boys.
something good. Knights. Yeah, they're gonna cause a surprise. We've said a number of weeks. They're gonna be probably the underdogs.
They could
heading
go
into
far.
the finals.
Yeah.
Watch it. They could go far.
Look, I think they can go as far as a preliminary.
I reckon. No. You know, everyone's saying up the Waz, up this, up
think
like up
Knights.
New
the
Zealand.
Knights are up there.
You know what? Well, where's up the? What are we
What
calling
would you
it?
call Knights?
Up the. I don't know.
Up the Knights.
Up the Knights.
Yeah,
Up
that's
the
it.
Knights.
Yeah.
Up the Knights, man. I'm rooting for them in the
think- yeah,
finals, man.
I actually hope they
they're
do.
more of an underdog story than the Warriors, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah.
I don't
Because
want.
they started. They were like 12, they were roaming around 12, 13 this
Warriors have
season.
been in the 8 the whole year.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it'll be a big story if they can get it.
I don't mind if Penrith were to win it again, but just in my heart, I don't want them to win it because I just want something different. So either them or Broncos not to win it, and anyone else let them win it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, not Rabbitohs and that.
Imagine we get like a Warriors Knights grand final.
Wow,
That'd be crazy.
something different.
They'll be mad. They'll actually.
That would be well.
That'll be like quite weird. in a way.
That will break
It'll
the
be
NRL.
weird. Yeah, it'll
They'll
be
break
weird.
the
Like,
internet.
it's not something I'd be excited for.
Yeah, would you?
I'll be excited for it.
But I'll be
Because
mad.
again,
It's going final, bro.
both
Of
two
course.
teams.
They
in
get
form.
there for a reason to that final spot.
Yeah,
they beat the top
that's
teams.
true. That's true.
And there's someone new. So
Yeah,
Anyways, that's a wrap to the round 26 recap. We're going to be moving on to the round 27
the
tips.
last round, the last tipping round of the
we
season.
made it.
We made it.
We made it. We're
We
finally
made it.
here.
Oh,
Finally.
no, still finals with Tippy.
Oh, finals.
Oh yeah, but normal rounds. I'm
Normal
saying.
round.
Yeah.
First game, Broncos and Melbourne. Well, we've just heard that Broncos are resting
Oh, they're
majority
missing-
of their
I'll
key
say
players.
Carrigan's out. Payne Haas is out.
Walsh.
Walsh is out.
Farnworth.
Farnsworth.
Cobbo's out.
Cobbo.
So yeah, I
man.
think
I'll go
Melbourne.
Storm.
Yeah, I'm going Storms. No,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think
For
Melbourne.
sure.
Next game, Manly Tigers.
Manly.
Where's it, Sam?
Manly.
At their
Manly,
home ground.
Manly,
Last
yeah.
game, their fans.
Yeah, their fans. It's always good to play at your home ground, especially on the last game. And Manly, they've got a good record there. So yeah, Manly. Next game, this is
That's a tough,
the top
man.
8 decider. It's either Rabbitohs or Roosters get top 8.
This is the biggest game of the week.
So no Latrell for Bunnies and no Marnie and Tedesco looks like. So
I reckon with Roos,
I'm going Rabbitohs.
I'm going Roosters.
because again, what's happened at the club at Rabbitohs, there's a bit of Mess behind the car, but I
yeah.
think they're gonna put everything aside and win
just
this
try,
game.
yeah,
I
I'm
think they're
gonna
gonna win this
I don't
game.
think they do
It's a
it.
must win.
I don't think they do it.
Think who's a bigger loss, Latrell for them or Tedesco Manu for them?
Latrell.
So you reckon they can do with that?
I mean, it's
Tedesco
2
Manu?
against 1. Yes.
Yeah.
But no, you saw when Latrell wasn't playing for Rabbitohs how rubbish they were doing.
But I agree, but you can look at Roosters how poor they've been with Tedesco Manu. So imagine without them.
Yeah, I know. I get your
that's a
point.
tough one.
But I feel like
I think for
Roosters have more to lose.
Yeah.
Rabbitohs season, I think the players know their finals hope is done. But Rooster, it's different when you want something than when you already know that something's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like Rabbitohs, they already know they're about to get knocked out of the 8, even the first week of
But they're in
finals.
the top 8.
I know, but
that
Roosters,
first week, yeah.
Roosters want that 8,
Want it more because they're
wanting something's
4 wins
more
in a row now.
motivation
Yeah,
than
exactly.
trying to fight, trying to defend something.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? You get my point.
That's actually true. Next
Right.
game.
I was
Oh,
gonna
what did I say?
I think out of all the matches this year, that's the hardest one I can't tip.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very
It's actually
hard.
very hard.
Like,
I feel because
any other game, I know what I'm going to tip, but this one's very hard.
what makes you think when the Trill's there, like when the Trill's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he
gives it that
can't
spark.
fit it. Yeah, I know he gives it that spark, but Roosters, I feel they got a bit extra than Rabbitohs. Because
fair
when the
enough.
Trill's there, even like against Knights, what was he doing for him?
He did nothing.
Did nothing for him. His balls weren't sticking.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been a bit lazy. That's
Yeah.
the word for Latrell's
He got
form lately.
suspended that game as well.
Yeah, man. It's even when he's there, he's not performing. So
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
saying Roosters.
Next game, Dolphins and Warriors. I think depending on who's starting for Warriors, but I think I'm going to go Dolphins.
I'm saying Warriors.
Because Warriors,
Why
I don't
Dolphins,
think-
man.
They might not have this. They're going to rest their
true.
players.
But then again, Dolphins, man. It's,
Yeah, they're not good as well. but
Warriors are still,
even with the weaker squad.
yeah.
What about you?
Who'd you go, Dolphins?
I'm going Dolphins. Just if Warriors have a strong team.
I'm going to go Warriors.
Yeah.
Warriors.
Let's stick with the Wiles.
Next game, Penrith and Cowboys. Again,
I said
it's the
Panthers.
same as the other one. It depends.
I'll stick Panthers.
I'll stick with
Panthers.
Penrith, but it could go Cowboys if Penrith's rest their
They're not
team.
going to get humiliated twice.
No way.
But they got no law.
Imagine.
Yeah, see,
No, why?
it's tough. This week's tough because a lot of players.
Nah, let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers.
Dragons, Knights.
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 They'll go
Yeah,
nine.
I'll go Knights.
Fuck, man. It's crazy how we're saying they're going to...
Titans, Dogs. I'm going Titans.
Titans,
I
yeah.
can't back my team.
I
anymore.
don't see us winning.
No, we're not.
I want us to
we're-
win, but it's just so hard to say we're
Yeah.
going to win.
We've clocked out already.
Yeah. Last game, Sharks and Raiders. That's
Sharks.
again top 8 race.
Sharks.
I said Sharks.
I'm going Raiders.
Sharks. Why do you say Raiders?
I'll go Raiders. I think Sharks, it's confirmed that they're in the top 8.
Yeah.
Because their points differential is much better than the rest of the teams competing for it. So I
they
think
might want a home
home they'll still get it regardless because their points difference, I said.
Oh, they're
Yeah, yeah. So I think Raiders, there's a bit more to it for them to win it. So yeah, that's a wrap to the round 27 tips. And now Samuel's going to mention all about the who you got for this week.
All right, so brought to you by Supremepunt. Basically, Supremepunt is where you get expert advice on your tips and on your bets. You're guaranteed, you're probably a high chance of winning than doing it on your own. So make sure you go and follow them, and they'll help you out with your tips. So boys, who you got again this week? Update for the scoreboard. Bill got 0 points this week.
Of course I did.
Charbel, me, and Anthony got 5 points.
So
Man of
coming
the
up,
match was
Bill.
clear- Man of the match
Coming
was clear. So
What's the points difference now?
it's 21 Anthony, 23 Charbel and me, and then 29 you. So it's still 6
I'm
points.
still
overall.
leading.
Still
Still 6
comfortable.
points.
But all we need is just a captain.
Yeah, exactly.
Man of the match, sorry.
Okay, so this week we're going to do the Broncos and Melbourne, but knowing that the lineups aren't out yet and there's rumours saying that a lot of the players aren't playing, so we thought we'd go safe knowing that these players will probably most likely play. So I'm going 32-24 Titans.
I'm going what did you say?
32-24.
I said the same thing.
Well, must be a twin thing.
Yeah.
I said 36-22 Bulldogs. Oh, sorry, Titans.
Close. Like
Titans,
us.
Titans.
Titans.
36-22 Titans.
I went David Fafita anytime try scorer.
Who'd you say, sorry?
David Fafita.
Yeah, I went for Fida as well.
I said Avarillo anytime.
I was going to go Brian Kelly.
Avarillo. First try scorer I went Cameron Pereira.
Don't tell me you said
I
the
went Camper.
same. Well,
But I think we got the same.
I said Tina Fasula Malawi.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a good one. I was going to go
you went
Wilson.
Tina
He's been
first?
smashing it lately, man.
Who, Tina? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's all scoring lately. I was going to go, what's it called?
First try
Wilson.
scorer, Charbel, you went
Where?
Khan
Pereira.
Pereira.
Watch Wilson be the first try scorer.
Man of the match, Dad Fafita.
Yeah, David.
I said Philip Sammy.
Yeah,
Charbel went the
he's
same,
good.
bro.
Yeah.
Again, same.
No way, man. You must have been looking at each other.
No.
And I went Dad Fafita 2 tries, 1 try assist.
I just went Fafita double try.
I said Adakar for a first half hat trick. I thought Bulldogs
Okay,
will start
yeah.
off strong. We'll fall off to the
Okay.
back end of the game.
Adakar.
What? I don't know why you get that right.
I feel like we'll get it
I
right.
feel you get it right.
I'll go with my gut.
And I went Fafita double 2 tries.
Fafita double try. Okay, yeah.
Let's get Anthony
now
on the
we'll
phone.
get Anthony's. Now it's become a routine.
Churchill.
We've got to get Anthony on the pod
waiting,
to get
he's
his
waiting.
prediction. He's waiting, probably on that phone right now, just waiting.
We couldn't get his one last week because FaceTime with, I don't know why I didn't record the audio, but Anthony!
Anthony,
What's going on?
you're live on the pod.
Oh, no way.
Say a few words. Why don't you say anything?
Oh, my God.
What's wrong?
What's wrong with this guy today?
I can't hear you. So what did you say?
What's
John?
wrong? We said get you're on live on the pod now.
Oh, am I? What's going on, everyone?
Just give
Fucking
me
miss
this.
you.
We missed you.
What else? On the-
Just okay. Just
We're doing who you got.
We're doing the who you got.
Yeah.
So first of all, we're doing the Bulldogs and Titans match. So first one, what's the score prediction for Dogs and Titans this week?
Last game of the season, bro. This is actually, you know what? I was actually watching the vlog, Dogs Manly. So Bill was like you're saying, but it's a write-off season. So I think, bro, we just need at least one win. So I think Dogs. I don't know, man. It's going to be probably a 2-point game, I reckon.
What's the score bar?
18-16.
18-16.
18-16.
Okay, next
Dogs
one.
18-16.
Anytime try scorer.
I'm going to say Blake Wilson.
Okay, Wilson, first try scorer.
I'm going to put, you know what? This is actually a surprising one, but first try scorer from Titans, I think David Fafita.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Samuel. Who's getting man of the match?
Yeah, David Fafita. Man of the match. That's going to be a tricky one, bro. That's got to be a tricky one. Last game of the season. Let's throw it out there, bro. Give it to Berta, man.
Okay.
Okay.
And last one, bold prediction.
Bold prediction, Toby Sexton, a 40-20
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
and a field goal.
Yeah, I love his answer.
Fair enough. But Anthony, how long left until you're coming back?
Bro, just exactly 2 weeks. I swear.
So you'll
exactly
be
2
what
weeks
day
ago.
in 2 weeks?
I leave on Wednesday afternoon, so I got to leave like here in Blows at probably like 1:30,
Yeah.
2 o'clock. So I got to be out there. Yeah, so I arrive Thursday morning, 6:30 in the morning.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, thanks,
We
Anthony.
miss you, Anthony, man. We miss you, man. Sometimes I forget you're part of the podcast. That's how long you've been
I'll
gone.
miss everyone, but hey, tell them to make sure to hit the 1,000, bro, because we still got 497 subscribers to go.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. You
Hit the
heard
like
it.
button.
1,000, bro, we need to get that.
Anthony, we're doing a giveaway. So we're doing a giveaway. So we're going to announce the winner next week. Someone could be winning a jersey of their choice. So tell them make sure. Tell them to make sure they subscribe, like, comment, and all that good stuff to win the jersey.
Tell them, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell them the giveaway is coming very soon. The winner is going to be announced soon next week. And
Yep.
we'll announce it for him.
That's it.
But, bro, I'm actually looking forward to the pod when I get back. And
Yeah, we're all waiting
can't
for you,
wait to see
Anthony. We're
everyone
all
watching,
waiting for
bro.
you.
We're all waiting for you, man. We're gonna
can't
throw
wait,
you a
man.
surprise party when
Bro.
you come back. You and your missus.
Hey?
Hey? No, I said you and your
What'd you say?
missus. Bring your
said
missus.
bring
We're gonna
your
throw you.
missus,
We're
bring
gonna throw
your
you a party.
Mate, we just started the journey, mate. We started the journey.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Anthony. We'll talk to you later.
Yalla, we'll speak to you. Yalla.
Okay, see
All
ya.
right, see ya.
Bye.
Yeah, well, that's Anthony for you. He's given us our who you got, and that's a wrap up for the who you got. Now moving on to some rumors, some news in the kennel. According to Sydney Morning Herald, 8 Bulldogs players are fed up with Ciraldo. The main factor is due to the fact that the overload of training in at Belmore. Apparently they train from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So, what are your thoughts on this? Like, is it fair criticism on the coach? The players have the right to be angry with him. And like, what do you reckon?
They do. After all, he is the coach. He does have a say in the team. He is the man in charge. But if the players aren't happy, look, a lot of players were getting injured. Who was it? Kiko got injured, pec injury. Thompson in training. There was a couple others.
And then, of course, during the season.
Couple others happening during training. And we were talking about it earlier on the podcast, earlier this year, about what was going on in training. And they've just confirmed that these players, they're getting... And look, Raymond had his issues about...
not excluded.
But he had his issues, him and his management team, to the Dogs, that they train him too hard. Someone was telling me, one of my mates was like, that's poor effort on the Dogs saying that about the coaches' coaching regimes. But I feel like it's fair. I feel like it's fair for these players to voice their opinions. I mean, because you can't put 100%. All right, you put 100% in training, but there's different meanings to 100%. 100% means getting those tactics right, getting certain things right in those training sessions, not overworking yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
That's to me.
I feel that might be contributing to why we're unfit on the field.
Yeah.
Maybe they are overtraining, and I agree with you. Like, you can see 100% training in a different view.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they can be training hard and still getting the results, but they're probably training too hard and just working themselves, and they're just...
And then they go to game day, and then they can't be bothered, tired. Maybe they're carrying a few injuries from training,
exactly.
They're limping.
Because in a normal footy game, the day after you're tired, you can't feel your legs.
Yeah.
So maybe in a way, that's how they're rocking up to games, just a bit sore, not 100% fit and not 100% ready to play that game. So look, maybe this overload on training is really affecting them. And you can see
as much as I don't think he's the coach, and I don't think he can guide us to the premiership, I think that there's another coach that I have in mind that I would love to see at the club. But in a way, we always want Ciraldo to be that strong coach and place that fear. Maybe.
Yeah, but there's two meanings.
That's what I was going to say. So again, I agree in some parts about this training, what he's trying to do. Maybe where he came from, Penrith. This is how they train, and he's trying to install that within the players.
Right.
I get that. I think that could make us a better team. But in a way, if it's not working, you can see on the field it's not working. We're losing every week. We're getting smashed. The players are tired. They look unfit. We're conceding 40 points every week. So, yes, he wants to implement this style, but if it's not working, you have to change it and suit what the players want.
Yeah.
So you can start winning games.
No, for sure. You can see it one or two ways. You can see it as the players not maybe being, you could say, lazy.
Yeah.
Not adapting to what the coach is providing them, where in the coach's eyes could win them a premiership. But you can see it the other way around. As we said, the coach trying to install a system that just doesn't work at the Dogs.
Yeah, like,
so
look, it might
then
be
you start
that...
to think what you were saying about the players. So maybe it's not, like, again, I think it's Ciraldo, but again, maybe it's not Ciraldo. Maybe you're saying the players are not buying into what he's trying to do. So maybe the players aren't motivated to listen to what he's going to say. So maybe it's not Ciraldo.
I don't know, to be honest.
But it's very interesting that this came out.
Yeah,
but it just confirmed a lot of people.
It's a reliable source.
No, and it's confirmed what everyone's been saying every year. What are they doing in training?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
what is the normal training day? Like, is it
like
8?
The day,
is it
the
8
time?
to 3? Is it 8 to?
I think it's like a normal school day, like 8 to 3.
8 to 3. You reckon?
Would they be complaining of an extra 2 hours? I don't know.
No, I don't. It must be less for a lot of clubs.
8 to 12, maybe 8 to 1.
I don't think it will be a long.
I don't think it's
8 to 5 is too long, man. To train to 8 to 5.
But I think 8 to 5 is like a breaking.
They get obviously breaks in between, but to be training for that long.
To be honest, I wouldn't know what the exact timing is, but yeah, look, if it's the players, if they're not 100% like committed, if they're not willing to look, even that training might not even be that hard. Yeah, and the players are just not bothered.
Then we're saying about the Panthers, how he's installed in the Panthers system, and that's what they do. Why are the Panthers players adapting to that style and not complaining about it?
Exactly, yeah.
Is it that's again to my point, is it the players or is it the coach?
Look, it might take time to adapt to this sort of
maybe just the players aren't used to it.
Yeah.
Simply put.
I don't know, man. Like, are we in a period where we got to wait for this to evolve and wait for it to work?
Yeah.
I think we're not in that
Because
position.
who knows
we can't
when-
wait anymore.
Yeah, because every season we're just falling apart. We're conceding points, and we're just not clicking. And every season we're saying build the combo, build the chemistry, and it's just not working. So
Maybe too much time in the weight room, not enough time on the pitch.
yeah,
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe over too many.
Because I think Willie Mason said something.
over
I think he did say
Willie
something.
Mason I think he said something on his podcast where he was like, the boys now, they train different than what they were training back in the day.
Yeah,
But like I think he was saying along the lines of too much time in the weight room, not enough time on the
that
pitch.
we were on the board.
Yeah.
and that's how you got to really focus on, because yes, you want to train and get big, but they're already big enough.
Yeah.
It's now about doing the tactics, going on the board, rewatching the games, and really focusing on what you got to do, because every week we're making the same mistakes and they're not learning from it.
yeah.
So they might as well not watch the videos of the full
Yeah.
matches. They might as well not go and look at the tactics, listen to the coach, because every week it's the same thing. So, like, there's been no improvements at all this season. And, we always say 2024 is our year, but a bit concerned heading into it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, breaking news, Cameron Murray just signed a new deal for Rabbitohs, earning $950K per season.
He's worth it.
Yeah,
he's
worth
100%
it.
worth it.
He was bound to re-sign for the club.
Bit down this season.
Yeah.
But
So I think he's surely one of the most expensive Payne Haas is and Tino,
Yeah.
but he's up there as one of the most expensive forwards.
it's a big... But when I saw 950K, I was like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money. But yeah, he's totally worth it, man. He can play 80 minutes. This season, they've reduced his minutes a bit. I don't know why, but 80 minutes, he makes so many tackles.
Yeah.
He's like that player that you need, like a Josh Jackson that was at the Bulldogs. Isaiah Yo, he's that player that there's
games
always that
managers.
one player that can play the full 80
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
and it just doesn't give up. And those players are valuable in a team to have not use that player for a bench rotation, because it's all valuable. So yeah, great extension for Cameron Murray and the Rabbitohs, and especially in the period they're at, this might bring some light into their club. Like,
Nah,
okay,
for
we've
sure.
got him, our captain. So
And plus, because the money they're offering him is quite, like we said, deserved. Because look his record. He's played for Rabbitohs for. He's been there at the club. He's a one-man club,
yeah.
He's played on State of Origin level. He's played for Australia, international level. So again, what they've paid him, I think is really. I think it's quite fair what they've given him.
Yeah,
Murray, I've always liked him as a player. What he's done at Rabbitohs, he's a very good player, and wish him all the best.
No, for sure.
yeah.
No, he's one of the legends there at the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, he is.
He's
He'll be a legend of the club.
He's alongside Adam Reynolds, because Adam Reynolds
He is a legend
Always
of
going to be a
Rabbitohs,
Rabbitohs, no matter what team he
Premiership
goes to.
winner too.
Yeah. But he's a
yeah,
legend.
Murray's
for
probably just waiting for that premiership now. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, waiting for
Who's better, Murray or Yo?
You could argue Yo.
Probably Yo a bit
I think that's
more.
very tough, but
Yo's won back to back.
Yo's more offensive. Like he's
I think
always favourite
Yo's better
attack,
with the ball.
but defensively it's
Cameron Murray is so
Yeah.
good
I think
defensively.
they both got their traits. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very tough, but I'd
At
say
least that's good. Some good news coming out of.
I'd say maybe Yo a bit, just an edge as a Yo.
yeah, but like I said, good news coming out of the Borough this week.
Kayln Ponga now, we went on a bit during the tips. He's got an injury, but luckily I think it's just a one match injury, so he'll be back for the finals. But even with that, he still might not be 100% fit. So without Ponga or without a full fit Ponga, it's going to affect him probably.
No, that should be good. I think it's not even a big injury, I reckon. I think this week he's out for sure, 100%. But I think next week he should be ready.
It's not like Luai. How
It's
he's
not like
dislocated,
Luai,
so
no,
it's
no.
not a
It was an AC, not an ACL.
AC. I think AC or something. But no. They lose Ponga, they lose finals.
Yeah, finals will be gone. Finals will be gone.
The whole team is built around Ponga.
That's
Because
right.
once
And
he
the ball
came,
play.
they started playing properly.
Yeah.
So
Is
yeah,
Lachlan Miller still at the club?
no, I think he's leaving.
He's leaving.
He started off good, man.
Because like we said, if Knights have any chance of winning this premiership,
Didn't he do his shoulder towards the back end of the
Who?
game?
Ponga.
Ponga?
Yeah, that's
He
it.
did it like the
it
last
was
10
Because he
seconds
was
of the
holding his
game.
arm like that.
No, I
yeah.
think it was 10 seconds of that game. The last 10.
Yeah,
Where they've already won the
And
game.
he walked out.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was from a.
It looked like his shoulder.
It was his shoulder. It was his shoulder.
Was it
So
that
he had
leg?
two injuries.
Yeah, no. What was the first injury?
They said Oh, it wasn't his shoulder.
It was his shoulder.
Shoulder was a shoulder.
Shoulder
It was
injury.
His hand was like
Shoulder
that. He
injury.
couldn't-
Hold up, wait, let me see.
It was a shoulder injury
Gotta
that
make
hit.
sure. We should have.
Yeah, and it was shoulder injury, man.
No, it's confirmed a high-grade AC joint injury.
So it's his shoulders.
Oh, hold up. AC joint injury. Won't play round 27, but aiming to return finals week 1. High grade usually indicates complete ligament tear, but still usually, it's his
carrying
shoulder.
his
Shoulder, yeah.
Shoulder injury.
Yeah.
That was. I remember. I think it was like the last minute of the game where they've already got the game in the bag. That's what. That's what.
So he'll take
I think it was a leg tackle.
You probably get those
That's how he got
injections.
take
injured.
painkillers and put padding on it, and it should be
No,
good.
the-
And then he'll get a surgery.
Because I
Yeah,
think
probably inject
most
that.
likely they're going to be versing Raiders or Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they could beat. They just beaten Sharks, and Raiders they could easily beat them. So I think
could
they
they
at
beat?
least preliminary
Who
final.
could they
make
beat
it.
in the top 4? Can they beat Broncos?
Uh,
Think of it. Can
nah.
they beat Broncos at Suncorp? I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
No.
Can they beat Warriors at their home ground?
No.
Maybe.
No. Nobody
But
can. man.
Warriors at home finals, it could
Warriors
be
at
tough.
heart will be tough.
Could they beat Melbourne at home?
Yeah. It look.
And
They're the
Panthers
most.
look-
They're the most informed team in the comp right now.
Yeah, but
8 wins in a
that
row.
top 4 team, those top 4 teams are. It's
like
going to be
very-
tough.
Yeah,
It's going to be very tough for them to get into the preliminary final.
Like
but
where they are now, they can beat the teams around.
They can
them,
beat the teams
but
in
top
the-
4 is
That's
truly
tough.
Melbourne. I think out of those teams, they can beat.
and I think Warriors they could maybe.
At home will be very hard.
But yeah, they need Ponga. As we've all
Yeah,
said, without
it's-
Ponga, it's going to be just like they made the finals, but they're not going to have that potential to go all the way.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
they need Ponga.
But yeah, signing news in the Super League. Okunbor set to sign for them.
The Ock.
The Ock.
The Ock is
He's
gone.
leaving after 4 years at the club since
Yeah.
2019. So yeah, 4
Yeah.
years. 5 years at the club.
Remember when
That 4 years.
that Cameron Smith moment?
Yeah,
when he got
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
That was like everyone's, this guy's going to be the next.
But he had so much
Look
potential.
at how that turned out.
He has potential, man. He has
And then,
potential.
yeah, we shifted in wing.
Yeah,
Wing's
the-
on his spot.
He's terrible
then-
on the
Forward,
wing.
forward.
Yeah, and then we shifted him forward. Everyone's like, oh, the Ock's back.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Okunbor's
And
back.
then, look, he's in his wing position. He scores a lot of tries,
Yeah.
but defensively,
He's
so bad.
hopeless, man. Like,
He's terrible. Like,
You just
I don't
knew
know
when
what
they had the ball, they're gonna score on his side.
Yeah.
Surely, and look, not even just him. If you look at a lot of our wingers, it always happens. They get outrun
Yeah.
on the wing, and it's like
Even Adakar gets that too.
yeah, Adakar does it because he wants to intercept. He always
It'd
pushes
be like,
up his line.
yeah, but there'll be like a 2-on-1 situation where,
always in that position.
We had Sam Perrott once.
yeah,
He was in
yeah.
that
Like
situation.
Yeah, man. It's.
It's always a Bulldogs thing. Must
Look,
be.
Yeah, probably.
I think he needs a fresh start, and I don't think any NRL club would.
They won't pick him back up.
they
Nah,
won't.
it's done for him. He'll
I think
finish.
he's finished.
How old is the Ock?
I think he's like 4. No, a bit older.
He can still make a comeback,
Look,
but
he
I
can
doubt anyone will sign it unless he just
maybe
switches it around and plays amazing
Look, the other
over in
side, he
England.
has potential. He's a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
unit, but just some reason, Ciraldo hasn't got the best of him, and I just think he might need just better coaching, maybe to get the best.
Do you
out of him.
think if he was under like a super coach like Bellamy or Bennett?
Yeah, they
he'll
possibly-
flourish?
I think they'll
they
use
could
him
get
much
the
better.
best out of him.
Yeah.
I really do. He's
Because
a
you
big
look at
unit,
Elise
bro.
Katoa, he played for Warriors last year. He was good, but I don't think he was the best.
Yeah.
He had few things that he had to improve on and work on. He's now in Melbourne, and he's just become a much better player.
Nah, for
Complete
sure.
player.
Yeah, and it's apparently the fans aren't happy with it. With
Really, the whole
yeah,
FC?
There's a few. I was speaking to Winston, and he goes, a few fans aren't happy. They're already saying get out of our club. Before he's
Really?
even
Because
joined.
what the incident
like his
that
incident
happened.
what happened back in the day.
Okay. That controversial. thing.
So yeah, it's gonna be a tough entrance like for him at the club.
Yeah.
It might take time for him to adapt, but hopefully, man, the fans get on with him. Look, people make mistakes in their lives, and hopefully the fans support him and just
Look,
help
I
him
think
along
he's
the
ended the Dogs on a high note.
journey. Yeah, I think everyone.
What he's went through, the Bulldogs, he's apologised. We've all accepted it. We've moved on, and especially this year, he's had a really good season. He's improved,
He's improved,
compared to
yeah.
the previous years. He's been at the Dogs, but the fans, I think, he's left on a high note. The fans, of course, we all love him, calling him the Ock and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's one of our own at the end of the day.
all the
Exactly,
best.
yeah.
Once a
Ock-
Bulldog,
Always a Bulldog.
Always a
right.
Bulldog.
All the best, Okunbor, man. Wish
all
you
the best to Ock. But anyways, in other news coming out of the borough, Rod Churchill, son of Rabbitohs legend Clive Churchill, has had messages leaked hating on Latrell Mitchell after they faced Eels in the Indigenous round earlier in May this year.
Okay,
I don't know if you remember it, boys. So the text message was to South CEO, Nick Pappas. It was, where was the human headline, Mitchell tonight, Nicholas? Missing again. This was his big game apparently. Your club will not win another comp for another 40 years if this imposter remains at South. And then he goes on to say, this cancer that is Latrell Mitchell has ruined the club. What did you... That's son of Clive Churchill.
Look,
Churchill.
He's a professional in a way that maybe he can't say this word, but look, he's a really passionate Rabbitohs fan.
Yeah.
So I think in my eyes, he has the right to say that. Because he loves the club as much as Latrell
I
does.
agree with you.
I think he has the right to.
I agree. I 100% agree with you, Charbel. Like,
Because we have those moments.
I was gonna say, you go watch every single vlog. We love the Dogs to death. Like, we'll die being a Bulldogs fan, and we've said some things where we regret, as in like about certain players of the team and whatever. But at the end of the day, we're always gonna love that team.
Yeah.
To hate, but to single out a player like Latrell Mitchell,
That he's a cancer of the
it's
club.
Yeah,
look.
that's wrong,
You can see
wrong.
you can see it two ways. I mean, as I said, he's passionate about the players and the club. You can see it another way where it's like, how is Latrell doing when someone says that about him? How is his mental state?
Yeah. But Latrell's been their best player.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Without him, I don't know where Rabbitohs
that's
would
what
be.
I-
That's
why
not the problem.
I'm on two sides of this because you rewatch that Eels versus Rabbitohs game earlier this year. He didn't play bad, man. He had his moments.
Yeah,
he
he's
stripped
had
the
his
stripped the
moments,
ball, which led to a try. But
I think of course, that was like in May, you were saying.
Yeah.
I think he said this for a reason. Maybe there's something behind the scenes that he's not happy with Latrell Mitchell.
yeah, look, if
Like,
you said this
look at
now,
the
if you
fight
said
now.
this now, look, if you said this now, fair enough.
Yeah, because there's problems.
Yeah, like it's,
yeah.
he hasn't been really on
Yeah,
form.
yeah.
But if you're judging of Latrell earlier this year, he was fine. He was doing good, man.
Was this before he was off form? Maybe no.
Way
That was
before.
after.
This
That
was
was
early
after,
this
that was
year.
after Easter.
Yeah.
That's when the form came back
Yeah,
into his form. Yeah.
Look, Latrell Mitchell's such a great player, and he's no way near the problem at the club.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Without Latrell, they're nothing. So even if with Latrell, they might have a few bad games, but consistently, he's the only man that's carrying the team and leading them. Look against Bulldogs. Look in that period where he was smashing it.
Yeah.
Like without them, they're nothing. So I don't agree with what that guy's saying.
They got to single out a superstar, man. At the end of the day, who's the face of the Rabbitohs?
Exactly, Latrell.
It's Latrell, Cody Walker, but Latrell's number one.
But I think everyone scapegoats Latrell. Look
Yeah.
at Gus Good, what he said about him. He doesn't turn up in big games.
But this
you look
is-
at him now. So
But boys, this is where I'm going to disagree. Cause NRL to ban Churchill from awarding medal on grand final day because he awards the Clive Churchill medal, obviously, since it's his son.
Yeah.
This is too far now. All right, he said what he said. He regrets it because he later on apologized. He said, I can't take these things back, but I've said, I can't take things back that I've said, but on reflection, I regret all comments. He basically said sorry about this. But to not allow him to give the medal to the winning side is bogus to me.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's so small, this controversy. It is talking from a fan's perspective.
like again,
And it's
what
just-
happened to Barber? That they said, in Haynes, strip him off the Daily M.
They're
You
quick
can't-
to do it, man. They're quick
That's
to say that.
that's their what's it called, individual career, their
Yeah.
footy career.
Yeah.
You can't take something what
What
they've
he's
achieved
said
and
or
you
what he said
can't do
now.
that.
Yeah.
That's
That's-
just unethical.
Look, the Clive Churchill medal's been going on for years. And what, you're going to cancel it for one thing like that?
Yeah.
It's pointless. It will never happen.
That'd be a spit to Clive Churchill himself.
Everything is done.
Like, honestly, if they're going to spit on his son like that, mate, that is very disrespectful because I'm sure Clive Churchill wouldn't agree about what his son said, but he still won't agree about not giving him the chance to award these medals to these.
Yeah, exactly,
Even the Rabbitohs players, they're like, had they make it to the grand final and win, they don't want him to be given the trophy.
Yeah, like who else
given
but
the medal.
his son to give it?
Yeah, but even the Rabbitohs players have gone against his son. They don't want him. They're like, had they win the grand final,
if you're going to get numbers on it, then it probably happened.
Then it probably happened.
If
Yeah.
people agree on
Yeah.
it.
Look, I don't agree with
people take things out of
it's
something so small out of proportion, man. And look, I people make mistakes, as I said. Like everyone makes mistakes. Every NRL player makes mistakes.
Yeah.
So you can't. He's a fan, man. You can't punish
It's
him.
a fan, man, where we all say things
If
we
he's
regret.
from the club,
Yeah.
If he's from behind the scenes, I'm not sure if he is. Then it'll be different. But he's just a fan,
Yeah.
just saying what he's saying. Like,
But and clearly, clearly he loves the South, man. He's talking to the CEO through text messages. He's involved in the club. He dies for this club.
yeah.
a club should be what's it called? built on around passion and that.
Yes, man.
They should focus on that core passion.
Yeah.
But the clubs are not managed this way. It's
I'm
just
sorry.
like
I'm not.
corporate sponsors these days. That's
Exactly.
what you need.
I'm sorry. I'm not
fans
fully
like
on the
that.
troll side. I get what he's saying. I get both sides. I'm probably like, I'm
50-50,
half.
yeah.
I'm half.
Same.
Yeah, look, you can see things both
Yeah.
way. But did you read the apology? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, what can we say? It's I hope they don't strip him off his duties of handing the awards. But as I said, if the numbers get on it, then they'd probably do it.
They won't do it. I don't think they'll do it.
On to football talk. We haven't done it. I think last week we did do one. But yeah, we're changing it up this week. We thought because this week we're going to be doing a Premier League preview on the games that happened this week. And of course, our Premier League tips heading into the game week 3. So we're doing a start, bench, sell for the Premier League this week. Just to change it up, just same old every week, just talk about topics. So we'll do a little game segment. First of all, start, bench, sell, Ramsdale, Andre Onana or Alisson?
That's a tough one. Onana's, of course, came in. You can already see the changes made in Man United's style of play. He's passing out from the back and he's really getting it pinpoint some passes. So it's really refreshing to see. But again, he's made few mistakes. In a way, few mistakes. The first goal, he should have ran up, put the pressure on him, So look, it's not all perfect for Onana. I've seen a bit of flaws in his game, but I'm happy with him. Ramsdale, he's been phenomenal for Arsenal last season. This season, he's had a pretty big dip. I feel you can see there's a big change in his performance. That goal against Fulham, he should have saved. He should have done much, much better.
No.
Look, he's coming back.
No, what I see is...
Oh, no, look, yeah. No, I understand. Because that happened to Onana. As a keeper, he's pushing forward. And he didn't expect Saka to make that mistake.
Yeah, so he had to get back in
fair
position.
enough. He had to get back position. Because I know that happened to Onana.
And Pereira,
when
he probably thought...
Shaw done a Maguire done a bad mistake. So,
and he probably thought Pereira was going to chip it. So he had to go move there. But he didn't thought the ball go there.
In regards to that, he has been a bit poor lately. He's been off form. Alisson, he's been consistent. I think a lot of goals aren't his fault. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Start Ben Sol. I'll start Alisson, of course. I think.
Yeah. I want to say my part, what I'm thinking.
Look, because I haven't seen enough of Onana yet, and I've seen Ramsdale in the Premier League more. I'm going to say start Alisson, bench Ramsdale, and sell Onana just for now. But eventually, I think it would be Onana, probably bench.
You mentioned about Ramsdale, how you think you feel that there's been quite a dip in his performances lately. But last year, we can all agree he was probably one of the best keepers in the game.
Yeah.
Towards the preseason, he did have a few mistakes within him. I think it was due to not enough competition.
Yeah.
Knowing that Matt Turner came from the cup, whatever, for his nation. He's now off to Nottingham Forest. And then now since him knowing that David Raya has signed for the club, his performance has lifted up. The first game we versed Nottingham Forest, he performed very good. Against Palace, very good, calm and composed. And even against Fulham, he was very good and composed, like I've said. But yeah, what you said about Onana, I still think he's a good keeper, good shot stopper, but I think his handling isn't that good. I've seen a few highlights and I've watched a few moments of his on YouTube, just his performance against the teams you've been versing this week. And like you said, shot stopping is good, but handling hasn't been good. Is his distribution quite good? Okay, so that's like the keepers that we've just had down on the list. But I'll go exactly like you. Alisson, Ramsdale and Andre Onana.
Okay, next one. Chilwell, Estupiñán or Shaw?
That's a hard one.
That's very tough, actually.
So look, Chilwell, I think he's had a lot of injuries over the years.
Yeah.
I think he's got the potential, and I'm being honest, to be one of the best left backs in the world. Because look at, he's always in that goal scoring. Look how good it has been this year so far.
Yeah.
And last year, especially under when Tuchel came in, Tuchel, whatever, he was performing so good. Chilwell, him and Reece James. So I think Chilwell is a very good left back, but it's just his injuries that keep on stuffing his career, like Reece James, because now he's again out for the season. You look at the neck, I think he's the best left back right now in the league.
Yeah, Estupiñán.
Yeah, he's been crazy. Attackingly, he's perfect. Defensively, he's good. He's already got a few assists and goals this season. So he's been an outstanding left back. And mark my words, I think next year will be the year where someone big will sign him.
Yeah, 100%.
And finally, Luke Shaw. I think he's a good player, but I think United overrate him too much.
No.
There was a period
so
when
good.
of course, at the start, his injuries did cost him. But then when that period, the Euros, he was very good, Luke Shaw. But then I think ever since then, I think he's dipped. I think you can agree that he's dipped a bit.
His support play, every time he runs in behind, when Rashford's on the left wing, he comes in support, he crosses. He's good at delivering some free kicks into the box. He gets a lot of assists. Yes, he doesn't score goals as Estupiñán does, but Luke Shaw, man, he's such a great left back, and he's going to be our left back for many years to come. So Chilwell is such a good left back.
He's good.
As you said, injuries have affected him. When he's attacking, he's so threatening. He can get assists. He can score goals. He's always in great. He always has great opportunities in good positions. And Estupiñán, he's phenomenal.
So how are we going to base
this week? In so many times this season, when he's playing with Brighton, he's always in the highlight reel of almost scoring a goal. He's getting assists. So this one's a very tough one. I'm gonna say start Shaw because of what he's did so far in his career. Bench Estupiñán and so Chilwell.
Look, I've never really been a big fan of Shaw.
Yeah.
I think he's got the potential to be a very good left back, but I just don't see what United say he is. He's very good.
Yeah.
But I'm going Estupiñán,
Yeah.
Chilwell and Shaw. I just don't. He's a good player.
I know, but Chilwell's been injured for a lot of the time. So
Chilwell,
yeah,
but we're basing it on.
Yeah, but Shaw.
I don't know. He's a good player, but I just don't rate him the way United fans do. That's how I see it.
Right. I don't agree, but yeah, go next
William
one.
Saliba, Lissandro Martinez, or John Stones?
Look, Saliba's probably one of the best centre backs right now in the Premier League. Lissandro Martinez was phenomenal last year. All that hate and all the debates that he caused around the football world, Gary Neville, Phil
Carragher.
Jamie
Carragher.
Jamie Carragher, sorry. Yeah, everyone's saying, he's not tall enough, he's not going to be good enough, but he proved why. He's meant to be in the Premier League, and he's really was probably one of the best centre backs last season. He was crazy, and John Stones again. He's also another great centre back. He's won so many titles with Man City, and last season especially was probably his best season. I feel he was pivotal to why City got the treble. This one's another tough one for me. I'll say start Saliba. No. Oh, that's going to be tough. What about you?
I'm going to go start Saliba. I bench Stones and drop Lissandro Martinez. He's a good defender, but I think if I'm building a team, I don't want a player that's always going to get red cards.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Look, I'm going to start Saliba and I'm going to stick with Martinez bench because he's a Man United player. Of course, I'm going to back him. Of course, but I feel Saliba's better than him, and I'll go John Stones.
Because there was a period John Stones where he was very good at Everton. Lots of clubs were interested in him, but then he joined City. He didn't start well, but now you can see why Man City bought him.
Yeah.
And he's a very good defender. But next one, we'll go Martin Odegaard.
Yeah.
We'll go Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to start
Tough
with this.
one. That's tough.
Again, I've got tough ones. Bruno Fernandes, I think when he first joined the club, he was a very good attacking midfielder. Lots of assists, lots of goals.
And still is.
He's dropped a bit.
No. If you think about it, Bruno Fernandes, most chances created last season. He's made, I think, the most passes last season. So before when he came in, everyone was saying, stat merchant, he gets penalties, he's getting assists. His stats were making him look good, and when he wasn't. And now when he's not getting those stats, everyone's saying, he's bad. But then if you look at the stats, as I said, he's first in most chances created, most passes, big chances created in opportunities. So, yeah, man, Bruno Fernandes, for me, is very underrated.
For me, look, Bruno Fernandes, I get he does do a lot for the team. He works hard. He's got goals within him. He can assist. He does everything. But for me, I just feel Ødegaard, and yes, you may think his stats were better than Ødegaard, like passing wise, accuracy, and all those stuff. But Ødegaard offers so much more. He's now scoring many more goals compared to when he first joined the club.
He'll get better.
I think Ødegaard's going to keep on getting better. He's got much more potential than Bruno Fernandes. Then Kevin De Bruyne is on another list. He's probably the best midfielder in the world. But of course, I'm going to start Kevin De Bruyne. But then I'm going to go Ødegaard and Fernandes. Ødegaard and Fernandes are very close. United fans probably going to say Fernandes. Arsenal fans going to say Ødegaard. And neutral fans will have a mix of say. But just Ødegaard, I feel he offers a bit more. He works hard just like Bruno Fernandes. But I'm going to go for Ødegaard.
Well, all three of these actually players are the captains of their club. But I'll go start De Bruyne, of course. De Bruyne is fantastic. He's won Champions League, Premier League. So I think you can't put anyone above him. I'm going Bruno Fernandes bench. And Ødegaard, I feel, has a potential to overtake him soon. But I think as it stands now, Bruno Fernandes, I think, is better than him. Not much better, but he's better than him.
Quickly, we'll go with last one. Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney, or Jesus?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Jesus, I think...
you know what I'm going to go?
Linker plays good.
Yeah.
Very good. He's not the most clinical finisher. Yeah. You look at, I think, Watkins and Toney. Toney's a much clinical finisher than Jesus. His linker play is good, but not as good as Jesus.
Tony,
yeah. I think Watkins is a good finisher as well.
Yeah.
But again, he doesn't offer what Jesus does, linker play. So if you're basing a striker with goals, I think goals you have to go with, then linker play. But Jesus, again, he's
Tony was crazy last year.
Yeah, he was good. See
what he's doing with Brentford. A team that... Brentford are a fantastic team. But you know that with a better team, with a stronger team, he can do better.
But I like Watkins too.
I
really rate him. That's a tough one.
I'm going to start Tony. Tony's so good. The way he's always... How good was he?
He was good.
18 goals, 19 goals.
Watkins got high.
Ollie Watkins was good. I think, for me, I rate Tony so much. He's such a good player.
I agree
always
with you.
in the box, always just being that threat. He can link up plays
too. But I'm saying Jesus is more.
Jesus is known for that. So
look, I'm gonna go with what you're gonna say. Maybe
start Tony, bench Jesus,
and then Watkins.
But
I think very
personally
close.
For me, I don't rate Watkins that much.
I think he's a good player. He's a very good player.
I think he can do better, and I think there's more he can offer that he hasn't yet. And I think maybe with a better team, he can unlock that. But yeah,
that's a very tough one. Yeah,
I think Tony, Jesus, and Watkins.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I think. Oh, no, one more.
Oh, one more shit.
Saka, Rashford, or Foden?
Look, I think Saka is the best winger in the world. I think Vinicius is up there.
Yeah.
I think him and Saka are the best wingers in the world. Rashford, you could see, is a one-season wonder. Again, I said it, like, sure...
he was up front.
Sure, he started that season in the Euros. Then the year off, he fell off a bit. Now, ever since Rashford signed that contract, it seems to me like when players sign a contract, they start to just dip because they've got their money, they're getting paid. And Foden, I think Foden was up there, but because we haven't been seeing him as much as lately, because Guardiola likes to change the lineup a bit, so he hasn't been getting a lot of lineups.
We'll base this one around form.
We'll go form.
Because Rashford... The first 2 games he was up front. That's not his position at all. He cannot do good at all. Last week against Nottingham on the wing, got an assist.
He caused problems, yeah.
And he won the penalty. He caused problems.
But how good? And then Foden, how good was he against Newcastle? He smashed it.
Smashed it.
Saka,
if you look at the highlight reels, it's all on him.
Saka's 2 goals already this season, so it's a very close one.
Saka's amazing, and for me, I'd probably start Saka.
Because I think he's the best wing in the comp.
He was the only player that got double digits last year. I'll start Saka.
And that's hard to do in the Premier League.
Yeah, it is hard. Start Saka. Bench Rashford, of course, and so Foden, just because he's not starting a lot, that's not playing. These past 2 years, he has not been playing a lot.
I think for me,
I'm basing it on form.
Yeah, if Foden...
I think it was overall could be...
If Foden was playing, I'll still stick Saka first, then I'll put Foden on Rashford.
Okay, fair
Because I really like Foden, especially that game against Newcastle, how he started.
Yeah, I know.
He played the full minute and he smashed it.
Look, a lot of people have their say around Rashford, like they think he's not good enough and everything. And look, fair enough, I know Rashford can sometimes stay quiet in games, but he always turns up in the big games, so...
And that's what's important.
That's what's important. So yeah,
but
that's our start bench and so. If you guys want to join along, put your ones in the comments. See what you guys think. Right, moving on to some WWE talk. 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, Edge.
I think it was last week.
Was it last week?
Again,
no,
yeah.
last week was the Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. You're right. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Edge. Next time, don't interrupt me, please. Edge had his final match against Sheamus. His contract ended that day. He announced he never announced he would retire. Just
that was his last match on his contract, and he had a great performance for his last match.
So
a lot of
good. It was
people were
crazy.
saying that should have been on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Him and Sheamus just stole the show, man.
And when Sheamus is in the match, it's always going to be good.
Yeah.
He's always in like the best matches.
One of the most underrated wrestlers, in my opinion. Sheamus is.
Yeah, he's very good.
But that was his last fight in his contract. I doubt he will get another. I mean,
well, they offered him a contract
they offered him a contract.
after the fight.
Yeah.
I think because they probably
After the
were
match,
impressed
yeah.
still or something.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't want to. He's still in between if he wants to accept it. But he goes, the way that match ended, that's like the perfect send off I can get.
It was, man, and because it was in his hometown, and he said post
Last season,
after the match, I think after the show went dark off air, he said, I probably won't do another round here. So if this is my last time, thank you for all the memories.
Yeah.
If I'm even if I'm 80 years old and I can't remember anything, I'll still remember all the good times on the lines of that. So maybe he thought it was the end. It was talks of him going to AEW, wasn't
but
it?
nah,
he shut it
there
off.
was a video
There's no
release,
way
he said-
Edge will go to
Yeah, he
AEW.
said WWE's done so much for me, and he said, yeah,
It's like The Undertaker.
He said, yeah, they've offered me a contract, but he doesn't know if it's
So
gonna
yeah, it'll
happen.
be interesting if Edge does decide to
Bro,
take
his
it.
Steve song came up. It was
He's a legend, man.
It was actually upsetting.
He's a legend.
Do you think he'll take it? Get the offer, maybe?
Look,
He might miss a suit one day.
yeah, I reckon.
maybe he's
I don't
lucky.
mind seeing Edge in AEW. A lot of stars there,
he's in
ex-WWE
AEW.
wrestlers.
No, I'm talking about would he sign another contract?
Oh, contract? Yeah, I reckon he would. Oh, mate,
I feel the love
considering
for WWE,
his age, man.
I feel the love for WWE. He might want to go again, like one
Yeah.
more year, man. Make the most of it.
I
you
think
know?
he knows it's near. It's near, man. He said he's not going to make another full run in Toronto to make it maybe next
another
year.
year.
Who knows, maybe
another
WrestleMania
loop.
return, like a little one.
I don't know. Maybe give him one last match at WrestleMania. How about
Yeah,
that?
maybe.
That's what
I
I'm
think that's a
saying.
good
That's
send
what
off
I'm
too.
saying.
Yeah.
He's one of the best
What a
wrestlers.
legend. WWE Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
multiple-time champ.
Yeah, everything. He's won everything. He's done
Yeah, that's it.
everything.
He's done everything. He's just
Such
fighting
an
for
icon.
fun
Everyone
now.
loves him. He was
Yeah.
a great heel,
Yeah.
and now I was also a great babyface. So
What's your greatest moment of Edge?
I don't know, man.
I've always liked that 2010.
I like when he
Rumble.
speared Mick Foley through the table.
Yeah, that was good.
yeah.
That was
I
a
always
good one.
liked the 2010 Royal Rumble when he
Yeah,
came
yeah.
back.
You
know
I
what?
love that one.
My favorite moments of him was his beef between Cena a lot.
Yeah.
One
His feuds with Cena.
Was it Lita or Rita?
Later.
Lita, yeah, and there was one where it was him, Big Show,
Yeah.
against Cena. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
those
yeah.
those
Yeah,
were
that was
moments.
25.
Nah, Edge will, if he does leave and that's it for his WWE career, he'll be missed, man. Everyone loves him. And hopefully we get to see maybe AEW still fighting.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
But you know who will be missed? Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, man.
He's the one that will be missed.
I couldn't believe that.
That's
Yeah.
shocking. So
Unexpectedly.
36
Truly.
years, it got announced a few days ago, heart attack. So
So Triple H took it to Twitter. He announced the news that unfortunately Bray Wyatt unexpectedly passed away. This just shocked the wrestling community, man.
Yeah.
big time.
Like-
Even Emirates Stadium at the Arsenal halftime, they put his song on.
Really?
And everyone say,
Yeah.
I reckon the person who runs that was a big fan and
Yeah,
wanted
man.
to pay respect.
Look, man, I said on the video, man, if you guys saw the video, this bloke was an innovator. He was a creative mind.
Very good.
He stood out from the rest of the bunch. He had what other people didn't have. He went that 1% extra in the
Yeah.
WWE.
He was prime, bro.
Oh,
In his prime, he was crazy.
I'm telling you, no, even towards the end, man,
He's
like
still good.
he kept every week. He had the viewers tuned. That's what makes a great professional wrestler.
No, you remember he came out in SmackDown when he first returned, and he was just off script and talking
Yeah.
about how he feels. So maybe he knew something that we didn't know, because it sounded like it was all
very
from the
upset.
heart.
Yeah,
He was very
I mean,
upset
'cause-
and he loves the fans,
Yeah.
what they've done. Because before COVID came, I think once COVID came,
Yeah.
he got COVID, he contracted it, but
And then it was from then where it
implication
started.
with his heart. So
But
yeah,
he had,
it's
he
so
had a
sad.
2-time Universal Champion, 1-time WWE
that was a
champion.
good moment when he won that belt, man.
But yeah, boys, what were your favorite Bray Wyatt moment that you can?
Look,
Well, it
I
has to
think
be the Wyatt family, of course. Then
Yeah.
maybe
during that
the
time,
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan
And the
versus
Cena one.
No, when
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan
When he
joined,
betrayed him.
When
he joined.
that period where he joined
that
the
storyline.
So that storyline,
Yeah.
John Cena's on a crazy one too.
I like the there's a lot of I like that Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt singles match at Royal Rumble. That was
what a match.
Personally, I think that was one of his greatest matches he's ever had.
He's so good.
Another mention that I said on the video, the Shield when they faced the Wyatt family Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
Undertaker, WrestleMania 31.
The Rock.
And Cena,
Wyatt
when the
family.
kids came around the arena
Yeah,
and
but
sing
to
that song.
pinpoint a favorite moment which truly epitomized Bray Wyatt, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, WrestleMania 36, where they had that. It wasn't the match itself, which was great. It was the
it's just
actual concept.
Yeah, it was good.
It was perfect.
Everyone wanted
man.
it to happen.
Yeah,
and
it was something different. We never seen that before in WWE.
exactly.
What
Yeah.
WrestleMania was that?
WrestleMania 36, 2020.
yeah, man.
Who knew threes are...
Gone too young,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Gone
who
too
would
young.
know?
36?
No, Charbel.
38?
36.
Who would know that when he came back again,
gonna-
the next few months he's gonna be gone.
He came back with that Mr. Rogers character.
Yeah, that
man,
was,
if you
it was
remember.
pretty decent.
Yeah, that was still a good storyline, man.
Yeah,
That was his last match, unfortunately.
it was
Because
good,
he
yeah.
kept coming, going. So maybe there was
Yeah.
he's going surgery
And
or
Seth
something.
Rollins, WWE on a
His
tour,
result.
and he was talking to fans and was crying on the floor, like he was very upset, man.
It's tough, man. Just
Braun Strowman was
condolences.
crying. Yeah.
Condolences to JoJo. She was the former ring announcer for WWE,
okay,
and
yeah.
his 4 children, man. Wyndham Rotunda, that's his real name.
Oh, is he married to her?
Yeah. Wyndham Rotunda, rest in peace, man, aka Bray Wyatt. You'll truly be missed,
One
man.
of the best wrestlers in our generation.
in the modern era.
Modern era,
Yeah,
yeah.
he. Now, would he can still get
Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, he can.
I was gonna say, he can still get
But,
Hall of Fame.
It's time!
Okay, guys, now for some fight talk. Over the weekend, Usyk faced Dubois for the heavyweight championships. It was a great matchup between the two. The fight ended in round 9. Usyk jabbed his way to a victory with a powerful jab at least. That was crazy, man. It showed the power Usyk can provide. I mean, a lot of people talk about his footwork and how he moves around as a heavyweight. But his power just won him the fight basically, and it turned out right for him. He defended his belts, a successful victory for him. But there was a lot of controversy around this fight. A lot of people were saying, did Dubois get robbed? Because there was a moment in that fight, I think it was in round 8, round 5, where Dubois went for a body shot, and you could argue it hit. It was a low blow, but you got to watch that replay again. It was on the belt line, and they replayed that moment after in the post-fight interview with Michelle Phillips, I think it is. That was on the interview, and everyone could tell, man. Everyone was like, it was a clear knockdown. He got him with a good body shot. It dropped Usyk, but the ref didn't score it a knockdown where he should have. This could have been a big factor for the fight if it had gone the distance. It could have really set Dubois' momentum for the rest of the fight, because he was doing good up until that round 5, and then as the fight went on, everyone knows Usyk to build momentum as the fight goes on, which he did. And congrats to Usyk, man. But look, this just raises the question now. Tyson Fury basically is ducking Usyk. Usyk wants to fight against Tyson Fury to unify the heavyweight belts. Tyson Fury's got the WBC, Usyk's got the WBA, IBF, and WBO. So a unification bout has to happen. Tyson Fury hasn't faced in a year, I think, since Chisora, end of last year in December. So I want to see this fight. The fans want to see it. Boxing politics, the way it goes around. Fights barely get made. Like the last great fight, the last big fight we all could remember is Garcia versus Tank, which barely happened, where Garcia had to drop weight. So that's what boxing is. Boxing politics, everyone knows it. It's not like the UFC where they give the fans what they want. But I want to see it. I know the fans want to see it. It will be another great big boxing bout for the boxing community. Moving on to YouTube boxing. Misfits, the Prime card. It's happening in October. So I know everyone's G'ing up for that. We got KSI versus Tommy Fury in the main event, and the co-main event we got Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. They did a press conference last week, which was very entertaining. In my opinion, I feel like Dillon Danis won the press conference. He walked in with the Japan hat, as a lot of you guys know. I'll put a photo on the screen. He got into Logan Paul's head, and I want to talk about I want to talk about Dillon Danis and Logan Paul, what he was releasing on Twitter. He was basically exposing Logan Paul's girlfriend for being one for the streets. Let's put it that way. And it's funny to see he's getting you feel like he's in Logan Paul's head rent free, because after all, it's Logan Paul's fiance. But what I gotta say about that? Look, maybe Dillon Danis is, doing something right for Logan Paul. He's just warning him. Why are you marrying a girl for the streets? Why are you marrying pardon my language, a whore? Maybe it's doing him justice. Put it that way, because she's been with blokes like Leonardo DiCaprio, LeBron James, J. Rule, all these A-list celebrities. She's been seen out with them over the years in LA since the time she's been there. So maybe he's doing him a bit of justice. But look, again, on the flip side, he shouldn't be going personal. But I get it's the fight game. Prime McGregor was doing that, with Jose Aldo, talking about his culture. Even Khabib versus McGregor, not saying that's right, what McGregor was saying in those press conferences about religion or whatever. But look, he's McGregor's mate. He's going to get under his skin, whether you like it or not, even if it gets personal. But look, about the KSI versus Tommy Fury, face-off that was happening in that press conference. Look, it got announced, KSI announced that it is a 6-round bout, which is weird because Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury was 8 rounds. So I don't know what's happening there. Maybe KSI doesn't think he has the cardio to go all 8. But you know what? Let's look. I always said it. KSI is cringy. KSI is truly cringy. The things he says, it's very, scripted. Like what he said in that press conference, I'm going to read this line. He's like, I'm the one that can see John Cena. And I know later on after the press conference, he said with the media team that he's like, I know Victoria's Secret. He's like, it's saying all these things. It's just cringy to me. I feel like KSI should be natural. But the big moment in that press conference, John Fury knocks over the table, starts screaming, doing what Fury does, the Furies do best, put on the show. He really stole the show. But look, early prediction for KSI versus Tommy Fury. I'm going to say early. I don't think KSI stops Tommy Fury. I don't think he wins on decision. Tommy Fury outboxes him. I've said it before. Jake Paul's a better fighter than KSI. And Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul. So I don't think KSI gets it done. But that was that in the press conference. But yeah, man. And even I want to mention in that press conference too, going back to Dillon Danis and Logan Paul's moments in that press conference. Logan Paul brings a $7,000 cake onto stage. Like why? I know, get it's entertainment or whatever. He had a bit of a, he had a lady part, where he had a lady part on the cake where Dillon Danis' genitals are. That was funny to see. You had Dillon Danis laid out with a black eye. But yeah, look, those are moments that hypes up a fight. That's why YouTube boxing is doing as good as it is. These guys know how to promote. They know how to market. But look, even moments in that fight back to my point about Dillon Danis, where I'm saying he won moments. He basically won this press conference. Logan Paul mentions that he's Dillon Danis' ex made out with Jake Paul, and then Dillon Danis fires back and says, "At least I got rid of the slut. You're marrying one." See, moments like that, it's just witty moments like that just makes up that press conference. And personally, look, I want KSI to win against Tommy Fury. Everyone knows that. But I really want Dillon Danis to humble Logan Paul. Look, Logan Paul has been very controversial lately. Like, I like George Janko. Look, it's a bit off topic, but he has controversy with his friend. He said a few things about religion back then. I feel like Logan Paul needs to be humbled. I mean, not that he hasn't been humbled. I mean, Japan incident. But I feel like Dillon Danis, man, he's been an entertainer so far in this fight. I want him to win. I really want Dillon Danis to win. I know he's been pulling out of fights. He had a lot of controversy around him, on the lead up to many fights where he pulled out of. But I want Dillon Danis to win, man. Just simply, I don't know. I want Dillon Danis to win. Maybe because I'm a McGregor fanboy, I want Dillon Danis because since he's part of his team, I want him to win. But yeah, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this card. We haven't had a big YouTube boxing card in a while. Really, I think last one I can remember is Logan Paul versus KSI 2, where they were fighting under Eddie Hearn. That was the last big one that I could remember. This is one to put it back on the map. But yeah, that was Fight Talk of the week. And let's wrap up the video. Good podcast, boys.
Yeah, very good.
Again, giveaway. Make sure you tune in next week to hear who wins. Maybe you could win the jersey. You know, as we said, you got to make sure you like this video, subscribe, comment down below your favorite team and why do you support them. Send a screenshot to our Instagram. Instagram's on the screen again, in the description. But yeah.
TikTok, the winner will be announced.
And on TikTok, the winner will be announced.
Yeah, but yeah, I
as
guess that's a wrap.
Yeah, anyways, that's a wrap. Anyways, take it easy, guys.